Hey everyone, good evening, guys. Good evening to all. Hi Aditya, Aditi, sorry. Hi guys, am I audible and visible to you all clearly? Can you give me a thumbs up in the chat, please? Hello. Hi Coding. Hi Charvi. Hi, good evening, guys. Am I audible to you all? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. So I can see almost 700 people have joined, and I know we are late by 7 minutes, but we were facing some technical issue. That's why we have to wait for 7 minutes. So there was a delay. So sorry for it. But now everything is fine, and we will start the session very soon. For before that, I will explain you the attendance procedure and some little bit inform like brief about this boot camp. So yeah, certificate कब मिलेगा, certificate कहाँ है? I can see a lot of queries in the chat regarding the certificate. So guys, please note that the certificate will be available on day 3 when the program will end. After the 8 p.m. you can just come to the attendance page and you can collect your certificate. So but yeah, there is one twist, like now you have to pass the test before you download your certificate. So when you will be getting 3 attempts to clear your test. After that only you can you will be able to download the certificate if you pass the test. Okay. So now let me introduce myself. My name is Anam Khan. I'm from Let's Upgrade. I'm here to start. We are here to start with the HTML CSS bootcamp, the 3 day bootcamp, and the timing will be from 6:30 to 8. So yeah, I hope you are very excited, and I can see that in the chat also. So there are some attendance procedure that you need to mark to get your certificate. And okay, so I will share my screen quickly here below. Sorry, first, then we can just, yeah. So I hope you all can see my screen. Okay, I don't think there is any issue with the website. Just reload your page or change the browser. Yes, this bootcamp is free. You don't have to pay anything for it. Everything is free. You just need to mark your attendance and pass the test to get the certificate. Okay. This boot camp will be in both the language, that is Hindi and English. We'll use both the language. Okay, so do not worry about it. Okay, so guys, please now see here in the screen. Here in the description box, you can see for registration, attendance, LU coins, everything. We have this one link. Click on this link, you will be redirected to another page. First of all, you need to enroll for the program if you are a new user, and then only you will be able to mark your attendance. Okay, so after doing that, when you scroll down below this day one title, you can see mark attendance toggle. Click on it. A rating scale will appear from 1 to 10. You need to rate the session according to your experience, whatever rating you want to give. And then here is a feedback box. Like if you have any feedback for us, be it positive, negative, or if you have any you want any improvement from us, you can just put it here and then mark your attendance. Okay, so when you do it, and when you come up again, you can see this progress bar. It has increased to 33%, and it will be it will be increasing day by day as you mark your attendance, and by day 3 it will be 100%. So on day 3 after 8 p.m. You can download your certificate below this. From below this, you will be able to see the option from this below this program progress bar. And you will be getting to see that a test will appear, so you need to pass that and everything. And again, we have this communities here. If you have any queries, if you stuck anywhere, or if you want daily updates, reminders about upcoming boot camps, daily sessions, you can join us here to stay updated. Okay, so this was it, the attendance procedure. If you're still unclear, you can just rewind the video and watch it again. Okay, the test will open on day 3 when you will download your certificate. That time only you will be able a test will appear. Okay. Okay guys, so one more thing, we have this all-in-one documentation in this, again in this description. Here we have put stored everything. Like you can find all the links, your attendance link, sessions link, the notes that here is a curriculum, and each title there are notes which you can refer anytime. It will help you to pass your exams. You can refer it during your exam time. and these are the topics that we are going to cover in the next 3 days, so you will be in the loop what are the next topic to learn. Okay. And if the trainer as the trainer for this bootcamp is Geeta ma'am, so whenever she shares any of the document, any resources, we will upload all the things here, so you can just come to this page and get all the resources, ppt or links, whatever is there, you can just find it here. Okay. I hope I am clear, it's clear to all. Please make sure that you find, you can, if you want anything, come to this document and find it. Okay. One thing, this guys, we have this student ambassador program, which is a free program. It is a 1 month program. There will be the, if you apply for it and you get selected, you will be the ambassador for LetsUpgrade for the next 1 month. And during this course, or for applying for this program, you don't have to pay any charges. There is no fee, no cost. It is just free. The July batch has already started, but we have extended the deadline till 5th of July. So the orientation will be on 6th of July. So please make sure that you apply for it if you're interested. And these are the things that you will be able to win. And these are the milestone that you need to achieve. And of course, there are some criteria to get the swags, to get eligible for the swags and prizes. So please make sure that you apply for it. Also, you can add the certificate in your resume that you were the ambassador for LetsUpgrade and you did this and that. Yeah, whatever is there. Okay. So I think I'm very clear to you all. So now we can call the trainer, that is Geeta ma'am. Okay. Guys, if you have any queries, you can just put the mail to support at the rate letsupgrade.in if you're facing any issue, or the moderator or in the chat, the moderator will answer your queries. Okay. So yeah, now we'll call the trainer. Hi ma'am, good evening.
Hi Anam, good evening. Thank you for the introduction. Hi
Yeah.
all.
So ma'am, we can start with the session. I will take a
I can
leave.
take over. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Hi all, good evening. A very happy Thursday and welcome to Let's Upgrade. Just let me know, am I visible and audible clearly? Is my mic working? Just let me know everything so that we can start. No, the live will be not deleted. Hi, hello. Am I audible and visible? Good evening, good evening. Oh my god, there's so many people already. Are you all excited for the boot camp? Because it seems like a new beginning, because HTML and CSS is always the beginning of great developers. I also started from there, so I am usually very excited for HTML and CSS boot camp rather than other boot camps. So I can already see the excitement though. Hi, let's continue. Let's continue. Thank you. Somebody is saying, "Ma'am, Hindi में lecture दीजिए." I would love to do that, but there are so many people who are from different parts of India whose first language is not Hindi, so I cannot talk in Hindi ज़्यादा, but I'll try बीच में to integrate that. Hi. Can you all tell me from where you belong, everybody? Can you drop the names where you belong from? States, probably. And also in which year you are, so I can have a rough idea of what kind of age group I'm going to teach it today. Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Odisha, Haryana, Hyderabad. Oh my god. Reunion. That's great. Thank you. Oh, that's great. I am from Uttarakhand. Yeah. You've recently graduated? No, that's all right. Every day is a new start. Rajasthan. I can see a lot of people from Rajasthan. Okay. Chhattisgarh. Okay. Andhra Pradesh. Himachal. Damn. Great. Okay, guys. There are a lot of people from South also, so I think speaking Hindi won't be a good idea. Okay, great. Madhya Pradesh. I think every state, I've read every state so far. Yeah. Okay. You guys can stop. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so attentive. So yeah, today we're going to start with HTML and CSS bootcamp, and I presume you're a very beginner. So if somebody is expecting to be to expecting this boot camp to be a little advanced. I will move to the advanced part on the third day, maybe. But for the very first 2 days, I want to be very slow so that you all can work along with me. I want you to have your laptops in your hand. I want you to work along with me, and I'm not going to go fast. So, yes. Okay, good evening. Good evening. Are we good to go? Please give me a thumbs up. We're going to start real quick. Yes, there will be a project on the third day. You can see the details in the, I think, all-in-one documentation though. And I think I'll probably add some important resources for you. I'll also be adding some interview questions that will help you in the long run. And if you have any questions from me, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. I'm reading it. Okay, thumbs up, a lot of thumbs up. Let's get started. So I think I can present the notes that we are going to show you. I'll present it to you so that हम साथ साथ पढ़ सकें. Just let me present my screen. Okay. Okay, let me know if my screen is visible to you. Many people are saying Hindi, maybe. I would love to. Okay, I'll try the important parts so that I can speak. Like, I can be bilingual though. तो हम थोड़ा सा हिंदी में भी कवर कर लेंगे. You can always ask questions if you feel anything is missed out. Let me know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Let me know. Not visible. Okay. Somebody saying yes. Somebody saying no. Okay, let me present it again. Share screen. Now, is that visible? Is the screen visible now? I can see I have presented it already. From my screen, it's presented. It's not visible. Uh-oh. Let the team see if they are available. Just give me a minute. I'll see what the issue is. Present. Share screen. Is it visible now? Okay, guys, they're adding the screen to the live. Okay, on the back end, it's added. Let me know when you see the screen so we can start. I think now it's visible. Yes, it's visible now. Visible, right? Okay, great, great, great. We can start. So let me first explain what HTML is, what CSS is. I presume you're a beginner. Let me know if I should zoom in. I think it's already zoomed in. Okay. So when we talk about web development, what do you understand by web development first of all? HTML and CSS are the foundation of web development. And what HTML is and what CSS is, there is a very minute yet a very huge difference. So the foundation of web development is first of all HTML. So I always give this a real time example, which to me seems the most practical example, which is HTML is like the building block of a website. Now, if I give you the example of either a wall or a fan, these are the two examples that I always use. So let's take the example of a wall. HTML is like the wall for a website. So, for example, if I ask a mason to build a wall, he will build a wall using the bricks. That's it. That is HTML. It gives different elements on the website. If I tell my server that you have to add a heading in my web page, I will use the headers, which the heading tag is. And if I want my website to hold to have a paragraph, I will use the p tags. So HTML is nothing but elements. What is the full form of HTML? A hypertext markup language. So it is nothing but adding elements. Now, just like the example of the wall, the mason is going to build a wall for us, but he's not going to give any property or attribute to it. So when we make a website, if there is no CSS, the website would look exactly like the nodes that you are seeing on your screen right now. Black and white. Simple. Nothing is added, no colors, no features, no dynamic things, no animations. And how boring a website would be. There are like millions and trillions of websites over the internet, and just assume that if there is no color, how would the websites look? Every second website would look the exact same, right? So that mason builds a wall, which is the wall that you can see behind me, which is a simple wall. Now if I instruct the painter to paint it in maybe yellow, and the painter paints it in yellow, that is CSS, giving properties to your elements in the website. So when I build a website using only HTML, it's just the elements. It gives the places. This is the fan, this is the wall, this is the bed, this is the curtain. So it just gives elements to the page. It doesn't give any kind of attribute to beautify it or make it like appealing, right? And CSS, what it does is cascading style sheets. It gives different properties to the website, be it color, be it animations, be it making responsive. If you have seen, some websites break a lot when you open them in your mobile phones. For girls, I would suggest, if you have ever opened Urbanic or Savannah in your mobile phones, I have noticed it a lot. Them being a really, really good company, their mobile phone versions, websites are really, really messed up just because they have not made it responsive enough. And boys must have come across a lot of websites which are not responsive. So CSS helps us make it responsive. Like in the big screens, it looks really good, but when I view the same website in a smaller screen, it just jumbles up. So CSS helps us define that also. So HTML is nothing but giving elements to the website. CSS is nothing but giving properties to the website. Now let's have a tiny bit introduction to JavaScript. What does JavaScript do then? In web development, you must have heard of JavaScript everywhere. Now, if we are having this beautiful wall using HTML and CSS, what is the use of JavaScript? Let me see if I'm lagging behind. Okay. Let me know if there is any problem in the voice. Okay, so yeah, what is JavaScript then? JavaScript is nothing but giving dynamic features to your websites. Now let's take the example of fan. Wall is done. Let's take the example of fan. If I tell you, If I tell my website to have a fan, I will implement the fan in there. That is HTML. I have implemented a fan, that is HTML. If I want a different color in that fan, I will color it, say, black. So that is CSS. Now, that fan is probably useless in my website if I have not integrated any dynamic feature or any callback function or any on click function in that fan. So, what do I do next? I connect the wires and I make it function, right? Like if you click on the button, the fan should move, the fan should rotate. Now what is this? This is called JavaScript. When on any activity you want your website to show some features, for example, you can see on your screens, this is a button. If I click on this button and it doesn't take me to any other page or it doesn't show any pop-up, what is the use of this button right here? So the use of button is to perform a function when I click on it, right? So that is JavaScript, making your websites dynamic. So all these three aspects of web development, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, although they have very, very different purposes, they all together are the foundation of a beautiful website that you see in your daily lives. HTML is the simplest thing that you can do as a new developer, but it don't underestimate it. Okay, HTML is the foundation of every website that has ever existed over the internet, right? Don't underestimate it. Then CSS, don't underestimate CSS also, because that's going to make your website look like something. And obviously JavaScript, without a JavaScript a website is nothing but a colorful skeleton which is of no use, right? I think it's pretty much clear. The definitions are pretty much clear. Let me know. Please give me a thumbs up, especially to all the beginners. Are you now aware of the difference between HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? And ask me if you have any questions. I'm reading your comments. Quick. Is the difference clear? Okay, somebody has asked a really smart question. AI is already doing the front end development. That. Then what's the use of learning them now? With bed underscore nub, I want to answer your question. Everybody is saying AI is replacing us. No doubt, it's building everything that you wanted to build. But okay, I'll give you a very good example. If I today, okay, first of all, I want you to understand this. Most of the companies these days are literally giving you access to ChatGPT 4.0 or any other AI for that matter, so that you can be more creative. So they do not have any problem. You can use AI, but your question is, it's replacing us or it's going to take our jobs, or why are we even learning it? Let me tell you one thing. I give you, whoever asked this question, I'll give you a challenge. I will say you have 1 hour, create the most beautiful website in this 1 hour, only front end. I do not want any functionality, and I will probably interview 10 people along with you, so you're the 11th. So I want you to take 1 hour and create a really beautiful website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push your limits. Now, even if you don't know anything, okay, let's take it from the artist point of view. Is ChatGPT going to create that perfect front end for you, or you are going to use your own brain? You're going to build some ideas, and then you're going to explain your ideas to AI or any ChatGPT's say substitute. The central idea behind this question is, even if AI is creating things for us, ultimately we are the one giving it the ideas. Okay, we are asking it to build that specific thing, and then you might backfire a question to me that, okay, even if I don't know coding, I'll explain it and it'll create it. What is my use? Like, why should I learn, right? Now, why should you learn? I gave you 1 hour. You explained a really, really beautiful website to ChatGPT. It created the code for you. Are you going to integrate that code on your own if you don't know anything about coding? I think as long as these tools are available, they are just making our works easier. They cannot replace us. Same for people who write, same for people who write songs or poetry. People are saying it's replacing them, but the ideas are always theirs, no? Yes, it helps us do work fast. So in today's time, I think every company is appreciating that only. It's not going to replace you at all. Okay. Any more questions? Please zoom in your frame. Am I not visible, Vishal? You will be able to use CSS effectively, Jagan, if I'm not pronouncing it wrong, very soon. I'll explain it very nicely. You'll build that interest. Okay, shall we continue now? Use of AI, there's a great use of AI. Like you create a rough front end, you ask it to improvise it, it will improvise it, it will create a very beautiful front end for you, and then you can understand and, you know, gather ideas. I think for me, it has been a really, really advantageous, say, advancement, because what I do in my free time is I give prompt to ChatGPT. I ask it to, like, I give it my code that this is the front end that I have created, can you modify this? And it so beautifully modifies the code that then I read that code, I see what it has done. So trust me, it's not a bad technology at all. And if you think you can directly jump onto the backend part without doing this front end part just because AI can do it, no. You should know how to drive a manual car before going to automatic one, right? No, you're not late to class. We're just starting. Okay, I think the questions are over. Difference between CSS and Tailwind. CSS, very, very short difference. Somebody has asked. CSS is you define the styles. In Tailwind CSS, we directly use the classes, the inline classes, which are built in, or we configure them in a different file, and then we directly use those classes. For example, I'll give you a short example. In normal CSS, I will use it in my tag. For example, I have written a heading. In that, I will say style color is equal to red. But in my Tailwind CSS, I will define a class somewhere else. I will use that class name directly, and it will have that color. So you can do, and it has some built-in classes also, like width for height. It has built-in classes. You don't even have to define those features. So it's a real quick integration. Okay, let's get ahead. Yes, you will get certificates. What is the relation between Bootstrap and CSS? Good question. I have not introduced Bootstrap yet, but it is just a framework. Now, what framework is for you developers? They have built a very good website, Bootstrap, from where you can see the classes. You can take those classes. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. Say I have built a 5 pages website on my own. Now, just think from this perspective that if somebody opens that website in a mobile phone, it will be very blundered, right? So I mentioned a term 10 minutes back, which is responsiveness. So in CSS, you can make your websites responsive. But just think this way, that in a website, you add so many elements, right? You add so many boxes, which is called divs. We will see what div is. We have added so many text contents, we have added headers, we have added different paragraphs. Now just think from this perspective. If I sit and make every single element responsive, it's going to take me ages, right? So in Bootstrap, there are built-in classes. One of the most used classes of Bootstrap is container. So what happens is when you use that class container, you will have a box, you can put anything inside it, and it is responsive. So what happens is you do not have to make every single element in your website responsive. So Bootstrap is nothing but a framework which gives you some built-in classes that you can use to make your work easier and to have responsive designs in your website. Okay, because creating every single thing in your website, doing it responsive manually, it's not possible actually. Okay, I think we're good to go ahead now. So I have already introduced you web development. Now let me introduce you the three aspects of web development, which is front end, which is backend, and full stack development. I've already explained the front end, which is HTML and CSS. Now, as the name suggests, front end is nothing but the front portion of the website. Now, in layman's terms, front end is everything that you see in front of your eyes. So, any website that you open, everything that you see in front of your eyes is the front end. Okay, so if anybody who creates only the front end part of a website, what will be visible, how will it be visible, or how the navigation bar, this part is called the navigation bar, wherein you can navigate from one tab to another, like home page, contact us, sign in or login. So those nav bars, how is it going to look? If a person learns that and works in that domain, that is called front end development. He has nothing to do with back end, the logics. For example, if you work on Amazon, you are, if you're a front end developer at Amazon, your only like role would be to make the things look better and appealing, and you do not care what the back end is, what is the discount, what is the calculation behind, or how many users are logging in. That doesn't matter to you. You are just working on the front end. If you love to work with logics, if you love to work with functions, and functions is the most important aspect of backend development, logical part, analysis, anything. So you uh, can get into backend development. That is nothing but all the logics. For example, a backend developer at Amazon doesn't care how the website looks. His work would be to calculate how much discount will be after adding the items to the cart, calculate what coupon is being applied on what product, and fetching what is an API. Yeah, so we haven't discussed API yet. It is application programming interface. Now, API is nothing but like a waiter in a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant and you order something, say you order shahi paneer, and do you sit like do you go and sit in front of the chef and see, okay, you're making my shahi paneer, I'm going to sit here? No, you sit at your table. That waiter communicates between you and the chef. That waiter takes that dish from the chef to you and brings it to you. That is API. API calls are made to fetch the data from the database and backend and give it in the front end. For example, a very very good example, if you log into Instagram, you enter a password. Now API, the waiter, what will it do? It will take that password to the backend, and it will match that password in the database. If it matches, it will let you log in. If it doesn't, it will show an error pop up that sorry, the password is wrong. That is API. So if you're a backend developer, you're going to work with APIs. And if you're someone who loves both, like I do, you are a full stack developer. But if you're a full stack developer, you have to learn a new thing which is called database, how to work with database, how to work with database queries, how to fetch different data. Because obviously, if you're working in backend, you got to have you have to create APIs, and in APIs you fetch data, right? Fetch relatable data. If somebody is entering password, you're not going to match the username, you're going to match the passwords, right? Two people can have the same username though, right? So yeah, if you can choose your interest from this, but my interest built when I started doing HTML and CSS because I loved styling. Usually, I think girls do love styling a lot. So, front end development is all about styling, making things attractive, making websites. So, yeah, you can always start from HTML and CSS. Is there any question from your end, guys? Yeah, a lot of people are saying we know theory. So I explained this in the beginning also. If you're expecting me to be very advanced, I think we can do that on the third day. I can take all your questions, but there are people who are just starting, and they, if they miss out on the theory, I think they won't be able to cope up with us, right? So we have to take both. How many beginners are there in the video? Can you please drop a thumbs up if you're a very very like beginner? There are beginners, so there are a lot of beginners I see. Yeah, so do you guys want me to jump to the code first or explain a little bit more? Just let me know what do you guys want. Intermediate. Yes, this video will be uploaded. Okay. Somebody saying code intermediate. Okay, so if you're an intermediate, I can go a little faster. So this is already explained. Okay, guys. Okay, I got it. Explain. Jump to the course. Somebody is pro. What are you doing here then? Okay, great. Okay, some people are beginners also. So okay, no problem. Let me know whenever you get stuck. Okay. The next point is the role of HTML and CSS. I've already explained this, so I'm going to skip this part. HTML is the foundation, and so is the CSS. It is entirely for styling. Okay. What is HTML? HTML is the standard language that is used to create web pages. It structures the content using tags and elements. Very clear. I've already explained. How is your server going to know that this is a header and this is a paragraph? So you define different tags. You tell your web server that okay, this is a heading, this is a paragraph, so that it shows you just like that. It considers that file like that specific element like that. For example, you must have seen that the images in your phone are stored with usually with an extension .jpg or .png. What if I rename that and I store it as .mp4? Is my phone going to understand and take it as an audio or video? No, it's not, right? So just same with HTML, you provide elements, you provide tags, so that the search engine knows that okay, these are the elements in the websites present in the website. Okay, clear? And why is HTML important? Very, I've just already explained everything. HTML is important because it gives the basic structure to the web page. Just take it as a skeleton. If in our bodies there is no structure, we're not going to even stand, right? So same with the website, it's not going to stand if it doesn't have a structure. Yes, guys, I'm going faster for now. Yeah, I'll provide the document. If you see, all these elements have already explained points that you can add images, you can add videos, forms, links using HTML. But what is SEO and why HTML is the foundation of SEO? SEO, first of all, is search engine optimization, and it is legit a different domain. People professionally work as on SEO positions. What is it? So if I create a website and I buy a domain on Google, what do you think? Is my website going to show at the top when somebody searches it? Or when, okay, let me explain you this way. If I type, I hope my screen is visible. If I type Taj Mahal on Google, why did Wikipedia come on top? There are, I think, trillion of websites that would be mentioning what Taj Mahal is, what history of Taj Mahal is, every detail that I would want to know, and maybe some websites are explaining it better than Wikipedia. But why Wikipedia comes on top? That is called SEO, search engine optimization. That the Google, how does it decide the priority on which the websites have to be shown when you search a different keyword? For example, even if I search any random term, if I search shopping websites, like if I search shopping websites, probably Amazon would come on top. Can you tell me why Amazon came on top and not Mintra? If you search it on the web server, on any search engine, that is called search engine optimization. And the biggest question that we can see coming right now is how HTML is related to that, how HTML decides which website is going to come. So if some of you people would want to go to SEO positions or learn that, just like digital marketing it is, In that, people study the code. There are so many rules, I'm not much aware of it, but yes, some of the rules are like there should be only one header in the website. You should use more and more keywords. Just like Instagram, the more relatable hashtags you put, the more viral your reel is going to be, right? So this is the same with the websites. Google decides it on the basis of the keywords used in that website, the elements used in that website. So you have to be smart while using those elements if you want your website to be on top of Google. Okay. Any questions from your end? So I hope this point is clear. It forms the SEO foundation of a website. Somebody saying because Amazon pay more money to the server. Not really. Nobody is paying more. It's in fact Amazon uses its own servers on AWS, and the costing for every website is same. It entirely depends on the traffic that it's getting. It's entirely about the structure of your website, the keywords that you're using, the traffic that you're getting, the popularity, and all this comes under SEO. And the foundation of it is how the HTML is used in your websites. Okay. So if a company hires a person who works in SEO, he will probably go through the code, make some changes in the code, add more keywords in the website so that your website can rank in one of the top visible results in Google or any other search engine. Okay. Now this is a basic HTML example. Should I directly jump to the coding, or I have already explained this. CSS is nothing but styling. Like change the font of the font family of the font. You can do different layouts, grids, tables. You can add some pop of colors in your website, and you can make it responsive, and you have better user experience, which is making it dynamic. Obviously, when you integrate it with JavaScript. It has animations, transitions, and hover effect. What is the difference between animation and transition? Animation is nothing but to and fro motion of any two objects or three objects in the website, but transition is what happens when you do something. It transits from one state to the another. For example, cards moving like this. This is transition, right? This is a basic CSS example. I think we'll jump to the coding real quick. I will show you the example. So, okay, I have two options for you guys. First, I should start coding and I should show you one example and then we can code together, or you want to start with me from scratch abhi right now. Two examples. Should I start first, like in the notes it's given an example is given, or you want me to show one example first and then you will do? Let me know, what do you want? From scratch, explain SEO again. Yeah, all like obviously you want to start from scratch, but you want me to show the example first, or you want to start right straight away into coding? Straight away coding. Scratch, from scratch. Show example first, show example code straight away. Straight one question, should I open my, yes, you should open your VS code if you have already. Code example, code straight away coding. Okay, example. Many people are saying example, many people are saying code. How should I like, who wins? ठीक है, okay. What we can do is, I think if we straight away start from coding, you're going to have a lot of doubts, and then we can have more time explaining those doubts. So I think it's better. I think let's start. I want you guys to start with me. Okay, okay, let's start. First of all, I will show you a basic HTML structure. Not much, just a basic HTML structure. Or okay, let's start from scratch. If you're saying let's start. Okay, done. Then we have to move to the, let's skip this, let's skip this, skip this. Let's move to direct tools needed for development. Yeah, let's move to this part. So that हम ऊपर वाला code we will do right after downloading VS Code. So while coding, let me explain it like this. If I type HTML code and send it as a message to somebody on WhatsApp, how is my search engine going to create that website for me? Does it know that it is HTML? It is text for it. Same, just like this, if I type my HTML code on Notepad, is my server going to understand that this is an HTML code? No. So what do we need? We need two things. First, an editor wherein we can edit HTML and CSS and any programming language for that matter. And you must have already heard about VS Code. If not, we will see what it is. Second, if even if I open VS Code, I create a file, HTML file, a complete website, how is my system going to understand and like understand that this is an HTML file? I am giving some elements to a new website. This is my question to you. Okay, somebody's already answered it. Shikhar Mishra, great. Extension of HTML. I just explained it. How does your phone know that this specific thing is an image? Because it has an extension .jpg, right? Similarly, while whenever saving a file or creating an HTML file, we will save it as .html, and for CSS .css, for JavaScript .js. Okay, that is called an extension. I think we can start. So I want you all to open this very simple website, which is you can directly write Visual Studio Code, and the first website that appears is code.visualstudio.com. I want you to open it. Once you open it, I want you to simply download it and install it for Windows. And if you're using Mac, you will have those options in your front end. And once installed, let me know. Please drop a thumbs up whenever you've installed VS Code. This is going to be our editor, for next 3 days. We're gonna code in HTML and CSS using VS 735. Just a second. People are saying my voice is lagging, and I'm still trying to open my StreamYard. I've lost it somewhere. Let me see. Is it still lagging? Okay, okay. Just let me open my StreamYard. I've lost it. Oh no, it's not in this page. Have I closed it somehow? Let me open it again. Mm, yes, yes. All of you, please download VS Code. It might take some time. It might ask you a lot of questions. Just click on accept and let me know whenever you are done. Damn, I have lost my window and I can't see myself. Yeah, here it is. Found it. Okay. Hmm. Is it lagging now? I hope it's not. So I have figured this out abhi that whenever I navigate to different screens, it's lagging, I think. If it's not done, I'll wait. No problem. Download it, download it. Okay. As soon as you download, please drop a thumbs up. Yes, you can prefer HTML creator offline, Rajan, but I would suggest VS Code, because if you're planning to code in the long run, let's start from the most used editor. Okay, a lot of thumbs up. Downloaded. Okay, done. Okay, okay, done, done, done. Downloaded. A lot of people have downloaded. Let's open. So open VS Code in your systems, and it's gonna look like this. If it's in white theme, you can always change the themes from here. There are different themes. You can always change it. Have you all opened VS Code? Okay. Let's get to the notes and let me explain if you're missing out on anything. Yes, a new folder open karega, but we need the new folder anyways, so no problems with that. Okay, so installing and using Visual Studio Code in the all-in-one documentation, you can always refer to this. So it's a free and cross platform for editing. Let's read what VS Code is. Just a quick 5 minutes introduction. VS Code is a powerful, lightweight, and free code editor. The most important part about this is it's free, open source. It is developed by Microsoft. It is widely used for web development, Python, JavaScript, and there are so many languages that you can code in this specific editor. Why do we use VS Code a lot? Why is there a hype about VS Code? It is free and cross platform. One of the most prevailing problems with different editors is they do not function the same in different browsers, but VS Code has this cross functionality which is very good. So in cross platforms it functions really well, so that's why we prefer VS Code more. It is lightweight, it doesn't feel that heavy on your systems, and it has built-in Git and terminals. So I will explain Git, and we've already done many boot camps on Git also. You can refer to that. Git is nothing but version control, and from your terminals you can deploy your websites. If you're a beginner, don't need to think about it. But yes, VS Code has very good integrated features. Then it supports multiple programming languages. Already explained, you can program in different languages. Just the extension needs to be changed, and your code editor knows which code you're working in. Then it is customizable with themes. I already told you, you can make it in dark mode, light mode. There are so many color options, there are so many different icon options that your folders would appear in very good icons, so it makes coding exciting and not very monotonous. And there are so many extensions. I'm gonna ask you to download 2 extensions abhi. You have to download that. And then integrated live server, this is which is one of the extensions that we're going to install in VS Code right after 2 minutes. Okay, very quick introduction, and these are the steps to download VS Code. If somebody has missed it, you can always revisit this video. You can always revisit these notes that will be provided to you, so it would be easy for you to install. Yes, we are going to go, guys. I think you are very advanced, a lot of people, so we're gonna go. Okay, let's start coding. वैसे तो in the first day there was no coding, some basic tags were there, but if you're saying we will do the coding part. Okay, I think you all have opened VS Code. So what we're going to do is this search option that you see. I want you to search two extensions. Sorry, this extension option that you see, I want you to search 2 extensions. First is live server, which will help us see changes in our website live. Whenever you make some changes in the code, your website will have those changes. So just go to this extension and install it. That's it. In my system it's already installed. Okay, first, then I want you to install another extension. This is optional, but this is very good. Prettier. So this formats your code. It makes your code pretty and better and formatted, so that you don't have to have those um, problems with the coding part, with the formatting part. Then one of the servers which I think is not mentioned in the notes, that is autosave. So what you can do from using autosave is it autosaves the code. You don't have to do control S again and again. It will autosave the code and make the changes simultaneously in your website, right? And yeah, I think these are the only extensions. There is another extension that you can download to auto complete, if it is mentioned there, but it's completely optional. So you can download it to auto complete your, I forgot the name of the extension. Let me see. It's visible here. Python, customizable, download VS Code, setting up VS Code. This IntelliSense. There are so many actually. If you search, there are so many, but you can download this. It will help the lines get completed automatically. Then ESLint is for JavaScript errors, so you can skip it, but in the near future, you can need it. Let's run our very first HTML code. If you have installed all the extensions now, let's start with the coding. I want you to, you have this blank canvas on your screens right now. If you're doing with me, I hope you are. You have to open a folder. I have already opened a folder, but what you have to do is there will be an option, open a folder. Go to that, open a new folder in your desktop, or if you don't have, there will be option of create new folder. I can show you if you want. This is a new screen that I've opened. So if you see here, it says there is an option called open folder. When you go to open folder, you can go to any option, say desktop, then you can create new folder from this button, create a new folder and open it, right? I've already opened it, so I'll close the screen. This will be your screen after opening the, yeah, after opening the VS Code and a folder. This is going to be your screen. Okay, now I hope you are all are doing. I am feeling that I'm going very fast, but I think you guys are coping up really well. Now I want you guys to, okay, these are the icons. From here you can add a new file. From here you can add a new folder. These are the only two options that you need to know as a beginner. From here you can add a file. From here you can add a folder. And this HTML means I am in a folder named HTML. Okay, I am in a folder named HTML, and these are the files, file and folder. Done. One of the JS bootcamps is already there on the Let's Upgrade page. You can refer to that. Please let me know if you guys are keeping well with the speed. किसी के में new file option नहीं आ रहा है, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? If you are in a folder, the option will always be there. Make sure you are inside a folder. File एक folder के अंदर ही तो create करेंगे. अगर separately file create करेंगे तो you should have a folder, right? Yes. Yeah, I'm starting the code. Okay. Then in this folder, let's create a website. I'm creating a website index. Please tell me, what did I do wrong here? Fast. Tell me. Did I miss something? And also, I just got to know that there is a new policy wherein you have to pass the test so that you can get the certificate. Yeah, okay. Yes, very good. Okay, people are actually listening. I missed the extension, so it is considering it as maybe a text file or something. So I have to rename it. Right click on it. There is an option called rename. So I'm gonna rename it as html, right? So now it knows, and if you notice, it has already added a logo here. So now it knows, okay, this girl is going to create something in HTML, or this guy is going to create something in HTML. I hope we are doing so far so good. Now if you go to this file, this is the canvas, and this is where we're gonna do magic. We're gonna create something, okay? But in VS Code there is a very good privilege. You just have to type an exclamation mark and enter. The HTML structure that you need to create an HTML file is already there. Can you see it? What do you have to do? I'll delete it. You just have to uh, type an exclamation mark and enter. The structure that you need to do, you need to have for HTML is already there, so you don't have to type it manually, and you can maybe save a lot of time, and you will not make more errors. Yeah, it's boilerplate. Uh, any more questions that you guys are facing? Any more questions you guys have? इतना हो गया सबका? Are you guys with me? Yeah, I'll explain every tag, don't worry, Priyanshu. No? Okay. I'll wait for a minute. Okay, okay. I'm not listening. Loveleen has said, please don't listen, we are beginners. Okay, I'm not running that fast now. Somebody has done it. I'll wait for you guys. Please, I'm giving you 1 minute. You can rewind the video, see the steps again. I'll repeat it. What you have to do is create an HTML file inside a folder, type exclamation, and then enter. You will have this file in front of you. Quick, I'm waiting. You have 1 minute. Done? Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you are good to go ahead. You do want more concept, we do have 2 days, don't worry. Okay, HTML and CSS is basic, and the more details you get, the more better you get at it. Please don't rush. Okay, done. Okay, a lot of people have done it already. Great. So this is the basic structure that you need if you want to create use HTML, right? Now in this basic structure, I'll explain what everything is. Doc type HTML explains that the documentation type is HTML and the latest version of HTML. This explains you're going to type basically in English. This is the header. Now what a head is of human, head is the topmost part. In a website, is the head the heading? No, it's not. It is the part that appears in the tab. I'll show you what it is, don't worry, but it doesn't appear on the screen at all. So what are tags? First of all, let me explain what tag is. HTML is all about tags, and tag is like, okay, I'll explain, give an example, and please remember it because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions when we move ahead. So you have to think of this example every time I ask you, what did I miss? Okay, HTML is tags, just like a burger, a bun. In the burger, you see a bun and then another bun, and in between, there is the stuffing, right? So in HTML, there is a opening tag, which is the above part, then there is a closing tag, which is the lower part, and then in the middle, you have to show the content that you're going to show to the screen. So every time you work on HTML, please make sure the tags are closed. Okay, so in HTML, there is an opening tag and there is a closing tag. How do you open a tag? You directly type the tag name. It might be paragraph tag, it might be image tag. We will work on it, entirely work on it, don't worry about it. But this is a header tag, and in VS Code you can close it like this. So the bun, just like a burger, this is the opening tag, this is the closing tag, and inside it is the content. Understood? Understood? Okay. Okay, thank you. So, what is Meta? Somebody just asked me. Meta is nothing but it provides different. It's not for users. It provides different details to the web browser, like the encoding, the character encoding that you have to do while typing HTML. So here it is UTF-8. This is the encoding format, nothing else. Then there is Meta, in which you have shown viewport, which is the default port where you see the website. Take it as, I want to show a website on the screen. Everything in this world needs space. Even your website needs some space. So in your system, you need a port, an address where that website will be mapped, and then you can access it, right? What did I just say? Let that sink in. Every time you create even a local website which is not deployed, it's going to be shown on the screen. It needs some space, it needs an address, right? That address is on the default viewport. Okay, one more thing that if you're a beginner, I want to explain. If today we create a website and I add a simple heading in my website and I share that link to you via WhatsApp, are you going to access the same website on your mobile phones? Just answer me yes or no. If today I create a website, I add some beautiful images, I share the link with you, just like www.google.com or pinterest.com, are you going to access that website in your phone also? Somebody saying yes, somebody saying no. Why? Can you please provide the answers also? Can you please answer why will that person not see my website? Yes. Yes, Ankit. Great. Yes. Random facts. Okay. A lot of people know how to host a website. Somebody is asking how to host a website, so I think I'll take that question tomorrow, because today we that would be a little off topic. But yes, I'll explain my question that I just asked. If I create a website, I'm creating it locally, so this viewport is the local port that my system will use. Now every time you create a website, you have to first deploy it and buy a domain, even in Google or in any other web engine that you want to, search engine. You have to buy a domain, and that will give you a global address, that okay, now everybody with that link can access your website. So you have to buy servers, you have to buy domains if you want your website to go live and make it visible to everybody around the world. Okay, I'll not explain it much, but I'll definitely take your questions on the third day. Okay, great. What is, so this just gives you a default width height. Those, your device width would be the default width of your website. Initial scale is 1.0, which is the height and stuff. So it is the initial features that your website is going to have, and you can always change it. What is title? Title is nothing but what appears in the tag name. For example, okay, we just downloaded a thing called live server, right? So that live server option is here also. And if you right click, I want you all to right click on your screens and see this if you see this option, open with live server, just click on it. My website will now be open. But have I created anything? No, but I still have a website. I want you guys to open it and let me know if you have opened. This is your website. Okay, I'll speak slowly, I'm sorry. Please open your websites and let me know when you open. Importance of the certificate, somebody is asking. I think more than the certificate, you should know the worth of the knowledge that you might gain. Okay, open. So this is your website. Why is not anything visible? Because we have not created anything yet, we have not seen anything. But one thing that you can see on your screens is, oh, I zoomed in the wrong screen, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to zoom in this screen. If you see this thing, document, this is the title. Is this being shown in the screen? No. This is my address. This is called URL, Uniform Resource Locator. I'm sorry. So for any website, you want that address. Right now, it is not global. So this is my local address that my system provided me. When you buy a domain, it becomes global, and you can name it as per your will. For example, pinterest.com, letsupgrade.in, anything. And this document is the title. So if I change this title in my VS Code and I make it, I want you guys to change it to my, or any name that you want. I'm writing my first website, and if you go in your page, your title has been changed. So this is the title. My first website is my title. Okay, so we have changed the title. Now the comes the very, very interesting part of HTML, which is the body tag. And I will ask you this question again and again. I'm, I might ask the team to add it in the test also. What is inside the body tag? Whenever I ask this, I want you guys to reply anything, anything that's visible on the screen is inside the body tag. Body open, body close, anything that you want to be shown in this screen, that is inside the body tag. Even if you want a single H or a 1 or M to show on the screen, you have to add it inside the body tag. Okay, so never ever write anything out of the body tag. Got it? And just so you can relate it from the definition of HTML that we just that I just explained in the beginning of the bootcamp, it is giving elements to your website. So yeah, we just gave an element to my website, which is the title, and now I'm going to give some elements to the website, which is the body. What elements am I going to give? Let's start with the very, very first tag that we do whenever we talk about HTML, that is H1 tag. So in VS Code, you don't have to open and close tags manually. You just write H1, enter. It will automatically open and close that tag. Okay. Can you see the screen and can you perform it in your VS Code? On the third day, we're going to create a project, create a website. So that's why I wanted you guys to be work with me. P tag, H1, H6, yes, great. Any more questions? Meta tags, Navya, are for explaining the servers that what type of character encoding is that website is going to use, what is going to be the domain of the website, the default port that it accesses, which is the address, the default width of the website. For example, is my website going to take this much space? It will by default take the entire space of the screen in whatever screen I open, in phones, in laptops. So that is the default settings inside the meta tags. Okay, so in the H1 tag, I'm going to type I am heading 1. So if you have downloaded autosave extension and live server, there will be a heading on your screens. You can see it right away. Are you seeing? This is the very first thing that we created on our website, a simple heading that is we created on our website. I hope you're working with me. Tomorrow I'll explain you what dev tool is, which is very important. So in HTML, there are 6 heading tags. The only difference in tags is as you move to H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, the size of the tags, the size of the heading becomes smaller. For example, there is H2 tag. So I'm saying heading 2, and I'll just move to H3. You can do the rest of the headings on your own. There is heading 3. Oh, so if you see the sizes of the headings will be different. This is the only difference. It is by default bold, right? I have not shown you an example of CSS. I think before moving to different tags, I will show you a basic example of CSS, how it is applied. I don't want you to focus on like tags and stuff. Okay, what did I just do? I just commented the code out. If you don't know, in VS Code, you can select the code. You can do control and slash. Control and slash. What it does is, this is called comment. In HTML, you comment a code like this. What is the format? The format is to use opening tags and then exclamation and then hyphen hyphen. This is comment, whatever you write inside it. Now what is a comment? So whenever you code, say for example you join a company which has been established 50 years back. If you join as a software developer, are you going to create everything from scratch? You are not. You are going to work on a code that has probably been written 50 years ago. So if some newbie comes and he goes through the code and you ask him to make a change, he should know what part of the file is doing what thing. Everything should not be for him to understand from scratch. So while coding, this is a very good practice to add comments and mention that this part is for this thing. Now what editor is, what comment is? Comment is that part of the code which the editor will ignore. For it, it doesn't exist. Now if you show the in the website, if you see, there is no heading 2 and 3. Why? Because it has been commented out and my editor skipped it. Clear? Ma'am, please ma'am, क्या हो गया? Yeah, it is a good habit. Yes. Yeah, you will get the recorded class. Tomorrow, I think because I have explained the setup and everything, which was today's part, tomorrow we are going to be entirely practical about it, creating the very first website page. But yeah, we still have time, so I'm going to explain you some more tags. She's asking, can we make portfolio? Yeah, you can make portfolios. What is stopping you? There is a website. If you don't know, I will share the name here. It is Doric.io. This is a free website. You don't have to buy a domain. You can add anything that you create here and it will be accessible to all. So yeah, just very off topic, but it would be great for your help if you want to create portfolios. Doric.io, that's free of cost. So you can make your websites on that. Yeah, you want to build a big website. That's what I used to think. But you have to learn from scratch. On the third day, we're going to build a really good page. Yeah, Netlify is also free. Vercel is also free of cost. But if you want to build a, yeah, you can deploy in those. But deployment is basically in Doric. You don't have to deploy or do anything like that. You just go there, put things in there. That is basically for your portfolios dedicatedly. Okay. Somebody's asking importance of LU certificates. Are you learning something? That's more worthwhile, I think. Okay, comments are clear, heading tags are clear. Let's do another tag, which is p tag. Enter in the p tag. Okay, in VS Code you can write lorem and any number, say 20. So a 20 words sample data I will get. So that would be helpful. And you can always right click and format the document. So it's formatted now. So this is a sample data that VS Code gives you. So in the p tag, I have written a sample data. Let's see if my website has it. It does. Can you see a difference between heading and paragraph tag? The biggest difference that I see is heading is much bigger and not even bigger in size because H6 would be smaller, but it is bold. So it's very clearly visible that heading is bold. So it's heading, right? So in paragraph tags, you, yeah, text size. In paragraph tags, you see different, you can enter different paragraphs, obviously. Then I think I will explain a little bit of CSS now. Inside, okay, now let's see what the task is. The task is I want this paragraph text to be to have a color crimson. Crimson is dark pink or yellow if you want. So I want this color to be, say, red. Okay, red. I want this color to be red. There are three options how we integrate CSS, but I'm not going to explain it right now. You will get confused. So I'm going to use one of the options, one of the three options in which we use integrate CSS, and that option that I'm going to use today is inline CSS, which means I'm going to give this paragraph a style in this line only, no another file using or another tag using. That I'll explain tomorrow. What are the two different ways for CSS integration? So I want this paragraph to have color red. Let's do it. What you have to do is, when you open the paragraph, tag, when you open the p tag, in that tag itself, you have to type something. What do you have to type? You have to type over is open. Wait. Okay. You have to type style equal, इसने खुद से complete कर दिया, style equal double inverted comma. Now what is this? I will write a comment here. In CSS, we use the style attribute to give styles to the HTML elements. Now, one more thing that I'm going to ask you a lot in these 3 days is, what is an attribute? So just, I don't know, mug up this statement that anything which is in the form, I'll add, I think, hash here, and in caps I'm writing anything that's in the form, say x, y, z equal something, that is called an attribute. Okay, so if you see here, name is an attribute, it is a property. Content is an attribute because it is in the same form like this: xyz is equal to inverted commas closed, which is another, which is a property name. So anything that is in this form is called an attribute. I might ask you this question a lot of times because people do forget this a lot. So in, if you see, style is also an attribute. So in order to give any styling to our HTML elements, we use style attribute. Okay, now inside the style attribute, what am I going to give? I'm going to tell my machine that I want this paragraph, jiske opening tag mein I have added this line, I want this paragraph to have red color. So what have I just said? Color red. What do you have to write? Oh, it's caps. Okay, I'm gonna write color. Oh, color red. Did you see? I have added a color to my paragraph. Let's see if the color has been added. Yes, it has been added. Yes, external will be more better. I'll explain everything tomorrow. Don't want you to get into CSS today only. Yes, it is always written in this part, opening tag. Okay, it is always in this form. You can also say it is always in the form, say name is equal to the value, what value you want to give, right? It can be any value. What if I want this paragraph to have another style, which is say background color? I want this paragraph's background color to be let's say aqua. So the background color of this should be aqua. Did I just remove anything from here? Just a second. It hasn't given. Just a second. Oh, it's this. Okay, it's a semicolon. I'm sorry. Whenever you write different properties in a single attribute, you have to separate them using a semicolon. Okay, so the background color of this paragraph will be aqua. Yeah, you can add those certificates in the resume. Now I have a very small task for you. I want this word to be in yellow color. Only this word to be in yellow color, and the entire paragraph to be the same. Can you please do it? Can you please quickly do it? I will give you just 2 minutes. Change this word in yellow. Only this word. And please explain your strategies in the comments. Quick. Somebody saying use span, but I have not explained span yet. Mark tag, okay. Okay, so I just wanted you to give me a brief idea of what you're planning. So yes, most of the people have already got it. They are saying wrap this word in another tag, which is the right answer. Now that tag can be any tag. It can be span, it can be another div, which I will explain tomorrow, which can be any other tag. So you just have to wrap this specific word in a different tag, and you can give it a different color. For example, abhi ke liye I have already only explained p tag. So I'm going to wrap it in p tag only. This was the word, right? So I'm going to wrap it F1. You can use F1 and then wrap. I'm going to wrap it in p tag. And in to this p tag, let me bring this down first. To this p tag, I'm giving style, color. I'm going to give the color yellow. I think we are up. मैं तो extra पढ़ा लेती हूँ. Are you guys ready? So see, this word has gotten yellow color. Now if you see, this has gotten yellow color, but this is not having the color of this paragraph. Now this I wanted to explain tomorrow, because this is one of the questions asked in interviews, that what kind of tag you want to use if you want to work in a single block. Then that is where span and div come in. So that I'll explain tomorrow. But yes, this is the strategy to change the color of the middle word, and this will be most required when we work on anchor tags. Shall I explain anchor tag first? Let me see if it is available in the notes. Are you guys like okay if I teach 5-10 minutes extra? I'll add the interview questions in the documentation, don't worry. HTML, basic HTML, index.html. These are okay. Tomorrow we have also have to do the debugging tools, which is dev tools. Titles, this I have already explained. Basic HTML structure, this explained. What tags? Okay, title done. Link, I will explain this tomorrow, because today we have not used external CSS, and JavaScript also I'll explain tomorrow. Time up, people are saying okay, if you want we can continue tomorrow. Let me know if you want to continue tomorrow or today only. Please let me know, today or tomorrow. The notes are there in the description box. There is a thing called all-in-one documentation, but I will be adding some extra resources on the third day. Stay tuned. Tomorrow. Somebody saying today. Okay, I can give you a very small task. I want you guys to explore at least 15 CSS properties, and I want you guys to write a beautiful paragraph in your websites. I want a beautiful heading, a beautiful paragraph in your page, and अभी मैं image tag explain कर देती हूँ. Just 5 more minutes. I want you guys to write a poem, a very simple poem. It can be anything, or poet. Say you can write a story also. I want you guys to write a heading, then write a beautiful paragraph or poem, and then add a picture here. Okay, ready? I want you guys to explore some CSS properties. Today we have done two properties: color, which is the text color, and the background color. I want you to explore at least 10 more properties. It can be font family, it can be alignment. Don't study about flex as of now. It is not beginners friendly. You can like only styling properties, little styling like color, maybe the styling, or maybe different font families. Explore at least 10 properties, write a beautiful paragraph, write a beautiful heading, and then add an image in the right side. Or if you don't know how to add it in the right side, just add it directly below the heading and then the content that you want to write. And I'm going to explain you image tag right away. Just 5 minutes it will take. It's img tag. But there is one thing in the image tag, actually two things very important. First is, as soon as I typed img image tag, there are two things that you can see. What is this? What are these two things? I just explained this, that I'm going to ask you it multiple times. What are these two things inside the image tag? What are these two things inside the image tag? Attributes, great. Okay, so you're listening. These are the attributes. Now, what these attributes will tell us, we will see later. Another important question that I'm going to ask you: why did VS Code not close my image tag? Why did it not close my image tag? Please answer. Yeah, you are saying what source does. I'll explain this, but my question to you is, why did VS Code not close my image tag? Like, why is there nothing like this? Oh, sorry. Why is there nothing like this closing image tag? It's not letting me type. It is an auto self closing tag. It is pretty valid of an answer, but do you see any logical explanation to it? Wow, somebody has asked, because it doesn't has to be closed. That we already know, it doesn't has to be. Can you see any logical explanation? The most logical explanation that I can give you is, when I told you about that burger concept, bun, another bun, like opening, closing, in the middle you have that ticky thing. In the image tag, do we need to show any content on the screen? Do we need to show anything? If in this source I will give the URL to the image कि ये वाली image उठा के you have to show in the screen, do I need to show anything else in the screen? Yes, great. जब स्क्रीन पे कुछ दिखाना ही नहीं है, when we do not want to show anything on the screen, why would there be a closing tag for an image? If you see in a paragraph tag, this is opening, this is closing, because we want some content in the center. In the image tag, we do not want any content. We do not want to show hello in the image. Then for that hello, I will use a paragraph tag, right? Or any other tag. In the image tag, we do not have to show any content. This is the most explanation, the most logical explanation that we can see, right? So image tag is not closed, it is a self-closing tag. In the SRC, I have to give a path to the image so that my machine, my system knows, okay, we have to pick this image and show it in the website, in the web page, right? So I want you guys to download a very simple image. Say for example, I'm writing a poem, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So I'll star image I'll download. Have I written start image? No, it's star image. So I'll download any beautiful image. Why is there no aesthetic image? Say this one. I have downloaded it. I'll save it in the same folder. For now, you can save it in the desktop. My folder is HTML, so I'll save it here in my HTML file. I'll save it. Then I go to my website and I go to my code and I tell my codec that in source, if you see there is this image added in my folder, because I just now downloaded it. What did I just do? I'll repeat. You just download an image online and put it in your folder for now. So now in the source attribute, you have to write dot slash. It will give you a drop down of all the files that exist in this folder. Okay, so in this folder, files exist like index.html star. It has given me two. What do I want? I want the image. So I will go to that image URL. I will do enter. So now my image knows, my image tag knows that, okay, I have to pick this URL to add the image in the screen. Now this has added the URL in the screen. Now if okay, I think the inverted comma is not closed. Now it's closed. So now it has this URL. If you go to my page, this image has been added on the screen. Now I have asked you to write a good poem and this image is taking this much space. What can you do? You can add some more attributes in the same tag, which is height and width. Now the catch here is, these attributes can also be used inside the style tag, like so. Wait, like so. You can give height 2 pixel. I will explain what pixel is tomorrow, but you can add height from here also. But if you don't want to add height from here, you can always use these two attributes. Height and width can also be used as attributes, and the name and value in the style tag, both work. But in image tag, you can do it directly. So I want the image to be only 10 pixel, and I want it to have width also 10 pixel. You can give customizable width. So now my height is, it's very small. Let's make it 100 pixel, 100, and we can make it 100 pixel. So you can see the image is 100 pixel. You can always adjust this as per your will. Now what this alternate does is, if you ever visit any website and your network is low, you always see this alternate text that unable to load image, maybe you are offline, try again. So this alternate means what should I show just in case the image is not shown. So I'll say try unable to load. Say I'll say unable to load. Now it will not be shown because the image is already there. But say I make any mistake in the URL somehow. So now this address is wrong. It's not going to pick the image. So when I go to the website, it will show me the alternate text that unable to load. You might probably have some problem in the image loading, so it's unable to load. So if there is a problem with the URL, it will give you an alternate text. What are the attributes that we talked about in image tag? Source, which gives the source of the image that has to be shown in the screen. What is the alternate tag? It gives alternate attribute. It gives you an alternate text if the image is not loaded for any reason. Height and width gives you the customizable height and width of the image. For today, this is it. I'm going to type your homework here only. Create a beautiful page, probably a poem or a story, by adding a header, para, I'll type paragraph, and an image. Explore at least 10 new CSS attributes. I'm giving you the work that you can do on your own. So yeah, that's it. Explore, and you have to create a beautiful page, which is very simple, but it's going to build your interest. This is the first thing that I created, so that's very going to be very helpful. And one, let's say, good, what do I name it? I should just share the screen first. Okay, so for now, one helpful resource that I'm going to share with you is Wix.com is a great website. If you ever come across building websites, it gives you really good, say, templates. So you can always create those templates and your interest will be built. You have to search, just a second, okay? You just have to search Wix templates. It gives you really good templates. You can always have ideas for websites to create. Okay, I'll also explain this tomorrow, but for today I wanted to share it so you can maybe explore it today. Let me know how did you like the session. We are about to end the session. This is your homework. Maybe type it somewhere. Let me know how did you like the session. Class is going to be over. Let me know how did you like the session. The name for the website is Doric. Somebody is asking for portfolio. DORIK. Doric.io. Loved it. Wonderful. Okay, so I think you, yeah, I will take the homework for sure. I want you guys to explore this because it's going to be very interesting when we start actually styling the elements. And I think if we have time, also we're going to create a template which is in the syllabus curriculum. But I want you to create a very good website using the Wix templates because it's very, colorful and appealing. So you get that interest, you build it. Thank you. So I hope you like the session. Let me just close the screen sharing so I can be on the screen. I think am I fully on the screen now? No, I'm not. It's a let's upgrade backdrop, but it's no problem. No problems. Tomorrow you're gonna be there. We're gonna create something interesting. I'll explain what first. The first thing that I'll do is explain CSS, the leftover tags from HTML, and then we will start creating it all together. And I want you guys to work with me only. Okay, like together we can do, and it will be more, I think, worthful when you ask questions. Okay, okay, we can stop for today's class. Thank you so much. Bye, see you tomorrow. Bye bye, please keep practicing and do the homework. Bye bye. Bye, thank you.